Welcome to 124 Securing Your Browser. The goals of this lesson are to manage the browser configuration, including security, cookies, history, downloads, and access to resources. Differentiate between HTTP and then the one with the S at the end. And examine site certificates. I think we get the first two in this first half of the lesson. So first thing you want to do, open the secure browser. I've already done that. It takes 5 minutes. You're in my class. I got the assignment. This is what you got to submit. Hopefully it's not too bad. All right. So a lot of this is about safe browsing tips and things you can do on the internet to keep you safe as you browse the internet. You now know that whenever you browse the web, visit social media, or stream music and video, you're exposing yourself. Oh, welcome to class. There's malware and stuff on the internet. So you want to know a little bit about how to keep things a little bit more secure. Because you can get malware just by going to certain websites, especially bad websites. But there's little settings that you can ensure that you can watch to keep yourself okay. You already know to avoid sites that claim they have free movies, pirated movies, music, and games. You want to avoid those at school too. Because guess what? When you're on school, we can track the websites you go to. I remember a year, there was a few people, they'd go to these free downloaded movie websites. And then the IT people caught them. And they had to go to see the principal and sign some papers. So you don't want to do that. Because eventually you get caught. And eventually they catch on to it. And sometimes they block things. Look. You got to watch out for these. And even though if you're not at school, these stuff that have the free pirated things, it's already pretty sketchy. So they have no qualms about putting a virus on your machine. And it might not even be the sites themselves. It's the ads in the sites. Okay, they're also used by FBI, federal agencies, FBI, to discover and track anyone who's access to illegal content. Okay. FBI is going to come to your door. You're going to get swatted. I don't know about that, but probably if you go to sketchier sites, sure. Accessing these sites may cause harm to your computer, impact you personally. You end up facing criminal charges. All right. I mean, let's talk about that. How real is that nowadays? I don't know. I remember back in my day, downloaded a few episodes of The Office. I wasn't through some website, one of those downloader programs. I got a letter. It was like, oops, because you let other people upload off you. Yeah, I did that. But I don't know. How much do you guys get that? Do they still do that nowadays? I don't know. Are people smarter? I don't know. I mean, it's still bad. They could do things. Back in the day, you used to see news articles like, oh, the government, this person pirated, it's like some 10-year-old kid. And then now they owe the movie companies and music companies $10 million because they sued them because they were the one person to get caught. And it's you get that, oh, I can fine you $100,000 per song. And that was 10 songs, so $1 million. I don't know. I think about 10 years ago, mid 2000s, probably early thousands, the days of Napster. Something early down, especially when the TV show downloading, mid 2000s, mid aughts. You get a lot of stories about they were cracking down on that. Get the news stories about dollars. It was kind of abusive. I haven't heard those stories nowadays, but it's still bad to do. Watch out that stuff. Could they? Maybe. All right, moving on. You most likely have experienced the links. That links with typing mistakes or typographical errors may take you to unexpected or unsafe websites. Let's look at an example. So, wants us to open up Chrome. Due to the fact that you're using virtual machine, change it to English. It's in English. Type the web address Disney.com. Okay. Disney.com. Disney. All right. Disney.com works. Cool. And then they want me to buy Disney Plus. Clear the address bar intentionally make a mistake. Go Disney without an E. That's Disney spelled correct. Disney.com. What happened if you spell it like that? Notice it went to the real Disney. What happened there? Both the Disney websites are owned by Walt Disney Company. And so really what happened is Disney knows that's a common typo. Forget the E. So they bought Disney.com. They just have it redirect to their real website. So sometimes, these big companies make a small mistake. They can buy those like common typos websites and they will redirect it. Now try dsny.com. No idea what this is. I guess that website doesn't work. Oh man, Project Lead the Way needs to figure out their stuff. So a few years ago, you went to dsny.com. That would actually be a different legitimate website. DSNY. Let's just look it up. I think it might have been, I don't think it was New York's thing right here. Why can't it reach this site? Is it just not working? What if I did it on my real computer? Oh, okay, that's the problem. Yeah, so PLTW is dumb. The virtual machine doesn't have internet outside. Okay, that's annoying. So Destiny Media Technologies. This is a legit website, a legit company. They have a name that's similar to Disney's name, but so it might be a typo. You're trying to go to Disney.com. You might actually accidentally go there, but it's legit. So sometimes the typos can be legit companies. While Disney.com's legitimate address does not represent a dangerous site, other sites have addresses similar to popular websites may have malicious intentions. So this typo squatting practice is very common. Yeah. So hey, if you can purchase one of these similar sounding websites, you could kind of do some typo squatting and then put some malicious stuff in their website, or kind of be like adware times spyware things. Maybe you're selling like knockoff Disney stuff. I don't know. So this is one way cyber criminals can get to you. So you got to be careful. Always check the address bar up here. Like when you're going to a website, like if I want to go to Disney.com, make sure it's still going to Disney.com. It doesn't get redirected someplace weird. All right. All right. So watch that stuff. HTTP or HTTPS. For a given website, the address you visit is called the URL, which stands for Uniform Resource Locator. This is just like the address. URL is just like the web address. Type in. So URL has four major components. So you got the big parts, like is the domain name, pltw.org, disney.com. There's this subdomain thing, which is usually www. Now, nowadays, you don't really have to type that all the time, because browsers just do that automatically. But I guess that's still there. Sometimes there's other wwws. Let's see if this lesson talks about it. The file path, so like this would be the main site, but if you want to go to like sub sites in there, this is like the path to different parts of the website. And then the protocol, we're going to focus on this. In the protocol portion of the URL, there's a small detail related to an important security concept. Type the following into the URL. Let's type this exactly. http://google.com. So I'm going to paste it. Oh, that's right. You can't. So if I go http:// watch what happens. Okay. That's annoying. Okay, so it's not doing it right. So you're supposed to do this. And this should redirect you to the HTTPS version. But okay, it's not. Browsers are too smart nowadays. So let me see if I do it on this. Okay. So what they're trying to say is, hey, you try to type without the S, but it's going to redirect you to a version with the S. And actually, it's not showing that nowadays because they kind of hide those details. But this security means is, oh, there you go. Now you see it. So it redirected me HTTPS. So recall that the S stands for secure. It means that a security protocol is in use on the website, and all data is transferred to and from an HTTPS website will be encrypted. By default, Google uses HTTPS and encrypts all data to and from their website, makes it more difficult for malicious users to monitor your data. So this is good to have the S, because that means like anything you type in here is going to be encrypted. And that means like, so whatever I type here is get sent to their servers wherever they are, right? Now, on a website that you don't send information back and forth, I think you're going to be okay. But if you're typing like passwords, especially sensitive information, but anything you don't want to get out, if you don't have it encrypted, any malicious person that's kind of like monitoring internet traffic could pick that up and get a copy of whatever you typed in. And that's not something you want all the time. Because if it's a password, now they've got your password. If it's other information about you, they can keep that information. So encryption means they're going to kind of lock it. So even though they could collect that, they don't know how to open it. It would just look like garbage to them. They can't crack it if it's encrypted. In addition to servers, in the server running a secure connection, you can set up your browser to use it all the time, no matter what site you visit. To do this, you can install an extension to your browser, a browser extension. Okay, so what they suggest in here, they go, hey, you probably want to use this all the time. Now I have a question. I remember doing this lesson last year. When would you, okay, let's do this first. I want to know, when would you not want it to be? So they suggest go to the Chrome store and download this. So if you're in Chrome right here, most of us use this because Google is our overlords. Go to settings, click the three dots. Hey, can you go to more tools? Yeah, go to more tools, extensions. And then this is all your extensions in Chrome, right? So you click the line thing here, open the Chrome Web Store. And we want to get HTTPS everywhere. So they suggest this thing. Now, this was PLTW back in 2018. Is this still the best one? I don't know. Maybe there's other extensions that do this nowadays. But we'll stick with it. It's got a lot of users. It's probably legit. But who knows? Maybe there's something else that you have that does this. I don't know. I would think there could just be a setting in Chrome that you could just turn on and do. Like, why do I need an extension? And I wouldn't be surprised if Chrome has something like that by now. So when you add the extension, it'll be added up here. Browser now uses secure encryption data transfers whenever possible. While the HTTP feature secures all data transmission, it may cause page loading problems on some websites. It is frequently remove the extension. Okay, so if you have secure up, some websites might not work correctly. Okay, this HTTPS provides additional security over HTTP. It secures all data in and out of your browser. Many websites are using it by default. What do you think are some types of sites that always should use this? I would say, okay, that's part of the lesson there. And examples, it's like anything where you're sending information to or from, like personal information. That could be passwords. Anything you don't want others to see. Like, okay, yeah. All right, I have the question. When do you not want to do this? So I'm going to pause. I'm going to look this up. All right, look this up. So my best answer for why why wouldn't everyone use HTTPS? Why wouldn't you have everything secure? So, because looking up things online, it looks like it's free. So if you were just building a website, it doesn't cost you anything. It helps with optimization or search engine optimization and a few other things. I mean, I don't know if these places are just trying to sell me on something, probably a website like that. And if you ask, like, a lot of these things are like, yeah, you need, I don't know, a lot of these might be just trying to sell me things. But it looks like, yeah, there doesn't seem a downside. Now, some of these, like on Stack Overflow, there's some posts about this, but these are like 10 years old. So a lot of the information's old. When people are saying, oh, why you should need this. Like, I don't trust that information. That might not even be relevant anymore. But so here's my thinking from doing my minutes and minutes of research. Back in the day, 10 years and so ago, but before HTTPS was everywhere, you have to buy a certificate and you had to pay more money to have a website that had the S be secure. So it costs you money because the services that do that would charge. Nowadays, you can find certificate services that are free. You can get the certificates for free. So modern websites shouldn't have that. There's probably, so the websites that don't, and there's this website right here that lists the world's most popular sites, like MIT's website, not secure. But I guess, okay, so my guess is why it's not secure is because they use some old stuff in here that might not work if it was set up as HTTPS, because that's what I was kind of reading in some of this. Or it might be they're just too lazy to set it up right, or to fix that, or they don't think it matters. It probably doesn't matter to them. So older websites maybe like this, it's probably not good. But W3, like sometimes we go to W3 schools, right? No, that's a different thing. So there's websites out here that don't have this. I don't know. My answer to you all is you'd still want this. But I think it's just old websites that haven't changed because they work and they go, why not? Yeah. All right. Moving on. You trust all the websites you visit. Your browser has a default security level that indicates how much you want to trust websites and your content. Did I close it? Why? All right, so let's change the security. Start to explore and configure Chrome security by clicking Customize. Okay, so 3 dot, and then we're going to go to Settings, okay? So we're going to go into here. Okay, let's pretend we close this. 3 dots up here. We're going to go to Settings. We're going to make this secure. All right? Now, what we want to do, this will take you internal page. Chrome Settings, we see a variety of settings. Expand the Advanced section by clicking the down arrow. Okay, so right here where it says Advanced, down arrow. Site settings is what we want to check. Privacy and security section. Oh, look that. And now we want to go to site settings. All right. As you explore and modify the security settings, you'll see a variety of options. Some of the settings you'll see allow blah, or settings will show blocked, whatever. Okay. So here's your site settings. Like this is where you can keep things a little bit more secure, right? Balance security and ease of use. Predict what you think the Chrome settings should be for the following. Location. For devices. Okay, so do you want some websites to access your location? Now it's good for like GPS and things like that. Right now it's set to ask before accessing, and that's recommend accessing. Yeah, I would say that's good. So random sites don't ask for it. So if it pops up, you go, why would you need my settings where I am? But if you're using like Google Maps, you probably want them to know where you are. The camera. What would I want? What is the default? Ask before accessing? Yeah. Yeah. What about Flash? Okay, so Flash. Block sites from running Flash is what it's set to right now. Now, a software tool. Yeah. So Flash is actually being phased out at the end of 2020. So this won't be relevant for future classes. But Flash was the thing. You used to play Farmville on it. And now it's going to die. And along with those Flash games. Rest in peace, Farmville. While blocked and ask settings improve browser security, they may not be desired when you visit a site that you trust. For example, one convenient feature of websites, browsers like Chrome, is their ability to get data from the other sites, known as downloading data. You may want to regularly download files from a site that you trust. If that's the case, allow a particular website to allow access. On the settings page, select automatic downloads. Okay. Where is it? Automatic downloads. Ask when a site tries to download files. Yeah. Click add the button. Okay, so there's certain sites that you might just, when you want to download files, it might try to download automatically when you go to it or whatever. But some you might just trust. So you can block certain ones, or you can make it ask first. But if you trust a site like www.pltw.org, I don't know if I trust them, honestly. And hit refresh. Resolution's really. So you can change it to add certain sites. Especially if a site keeps downloading things and it keeps popping up, and you're like, I don't want to deal with these pop-ups. That might be good to use. But up to you. Another area of security weakness your browser has to do with pop-ups, which are windows that pop up on your browser. Similar to adware, pop-ups represent a way for a website to secretly install malware. You don't like pop-ups? Get rid of those things. I hate those. So now, however, some websites might be legitimate and do legitimate pop-ups. So change the settings for pop-ups and redirects to block. Then add PLTW as an exception. So one way you can do this to block pop-ups, you can go up to here, and so everything is blocked right now. I can turn that on. But I might say, hey, I want to allow PLTW to do pop-ups. Because I know they keep asking. I don't know. Because sometimes they like pop up, like you open the thing, it pops up I don't know if they really do pop-ups here. What other settings do you think might pose security risk? So other things on here, JavaScript, microphone, like a website just to be able to use your microphone without permission, or unsandbox. So there's other things in here. I mean, just think about these. Images, do you want it to? I don't know. I guess showing you images, you could blop up that. I don't want to allow pop-ups, never mind. But you can allow certain websites. So things that you might want to watch out for. What is important, what's not. Depending on how you use it, are good. But yeah. There's also other. So that's the end of this. The last question. Oh. Next class are coming in early. Fine. So there's 3 questions in here. I'll leave that up to you to answer.